Hi everyone, and welcome to a book review for The Golden Couple. This is written by two authors, that is Greer Hendricks and Pekkanen. And this was my first experience reading things by these authors. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I ended up giving this 4 stars. This particular edition I got through from Book of the Month, and this was published by, St. Martin's Press, and this came out this year. It doesn't give a month or anything, it just says 2022. So, The Golden Couple. Now this one we're following, it's a little interesting. We're following in 2 timelines. So, one timeline, and it's the one I think we start out with, is Avery. Yes, so Avery is a therapist. She has figured a kind of what would be considered an unconventional way of doing therapy for people, and it has caused her to lose her license. The other thing that's going on with Avery is she basically, and you learn this right from the start, she had a particular client who was concerned over something. Her client worked at a pharmaceutical company, and they were basically trying to cover up and alter data showing that there was a high rate of death for a particular drug. And so Avery was the one that blew the whistle on the company, and now the company is kind of after her to try and figure out who told her. So you learn a little bit. There's kind of an underlying plot thread throughout this, but it's not the biggest one. The biggest one is with her client, Marissa. Now, one thing I liked in this is, with Avery's perspective, it's told in first person, and she would go and walk a dog called Romeo, and she ends up falling in love and adopts Romeo. And so you do see bits of Romeo throughout the story. This is a plot-driven book, so there is not a lot of character development. I wouldn't say they're completely flat, but flatter than something that would be character developed. So I did like this. So that's one perspective, is from Avery, and you're following her as she investigates her clients, as she figures out their secrets. She doesn't want secrets, but of course everyone keeps secrets. So she tries to do a little bit of investigating of her own so that she knows exactly how best to help the couple that she is over with her therapy, if that makes sense. So there's that. So with the second perspective in this, it's told from the perspective of Marissa. Now, Marissa is a new client of Avery, and Marissa is married to Matthew, and they have a child named Bennett, and I think he's 10 in this. And Marissa lures lures Matthew to couples therapy under the guise of they're going to talk about their son. Well, she lays the bomb on him that she cheated on her husband. So you have infidelity in this. And there are secrets at every turn. You think you've got a secret figured out, and then there's another secret, and it's bigger and darker. I liked how this kind of kept me guessing. It's like I kind of had a suspicion that someone was more evil in this that was being portrayed. But then I thought, well, no, I'm probably reading too much into it. But anyway, I turned out being right with my particular guess about someone being evil, but the depth of my guess was way off. So I just barely skimmed the tip of the iceberg with my guess. Now the perspective from Marissa is told in third person. So it's Marissa does this, Marissa says this, Marissa, so it's third person with Marissa. So you have 2 perspectives. You have first person again from Avery, third person from Marissa's point of view. Marissa, again, is going to couples therapy with her husband. So the Golden Couple refers to how Marissa and Matthew kind of have this certain portrayal, and a lot of people think, oh, they're the ideal couple, they're the perfect couple. Hence, they're referred to as the Golden Couple. Well, even golden couples have deep, dark secrets. So that's pretty much it. And as it unfolds, you have the one herring, and you're thinking, well, there's no way it could be this, because this has got to be the red herring of the story where they're trying to lead you in a certain direction. But then other times it's like, I don't know, maybe I don't know, it was good. And so you're just following the plot as more and more secrets are revealed throughout the course of therapy, and not only during therapy, but between the sessions. And so you have the first session, and they go through 10 sessions, or that's the goal, is to go through 10 sessions. And I don't know, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I enjoyed the plot reveals, I enjoyed the secret twists, I just thoroughly enjoyed this. And I look forward to definitely reading more from these authors. There's a couple of things I did tab because I liked what they said, and so I wanted to share some of those tabs with you. So one tab I underlined is, sometimes the simplest explanation is the correct one. In other words, don't overthink things. Sometimes your simplest idea is the correct one. Okay, number 2 is, sometimes we need to look at our lives from a different angle to recognize the dysfunction and damage certain relationships are causing. And isn't that the truth? You see people in bad relationships, but until they start to see things from a different light, or in this case, a different angle, they don't fully see the damage that's being caused and the harm that's being caused to them. So that was a good perspective. The other one that I really liked is, an uneasy mind is difficult to quiet. And that is so true. I take after my mom, where if there's just something I'm trying to figure out, and then my mind just kind of goes and worries about it, it just kind of keeps going and going. It's always worse at night for myself and my mom, for me and my mom. And so it just keeps going and it won't shut up. So an uneasy mind definitely is difficult to quiet, because as much as we try to quiet our mind, it's just, we can't quiet it sometimes. Okay. The next thing I have underlined is, he still has scars. We all do. Some of ours are just more visible than others. And then on this page I have 2. It says, and I really liked this, it says, grief is a shape shifter. It defies logic, sneaking up on you when you least expect it, and leaving you empty-handed and hollowed out when you go searching for it. Grief breaks all the rules. And then this last thing I underline is, grief isn't linear. It isn't logical. There's no structure or civility to it. It grabs you when you least expect it, and digs in its nails until you succumb. Anyway, so the other one thing to be aware of too is that with Avery, the other issue that is kind of referred to a bit is she is dealing with the loss of a spouse. She has a stepdaughter and they have a pretty close relationship, but there's still that loss of a spouse, and it does delve into that quite a bit. I believe it said he had ALS or something like that, and basically he became bedridden and stuff, and then passed away. So, and there's a lot about letting go, not being able to enter the room of, for example, enter the room into someone that has passed away for a while, or being able to go through certain things, and finally just being like, I just got to let it go. And it's just a process. You just have steps to deal with grief. So hence why there's quite a bit of grief in here. That's really all I can say. With this being a thriller, this definitely is an adult thriller. With this being a thriller, there is a lot of secrets and quite a bit, if I were to reveal more, be spoilers. One thing that is referred to a lot is you do learn that from Marissa's perspective, she lost a friend when she was a teenager. This friend was murdered, and in the beginning it talks about how there was this creepy teacher, and they came to the conclusion that the teacher killed Marissa's friend, Tina. You do learn more about that as the plot goes along as well, because there are secrets. And things, more and more secrets get uncovered and revealed the more the book goes on. So, that is The Golden Couple. 4 stars, I recommend. I liked the writing. It did not feel choppy. It was one of those things that it was like blunt, but it was smooth in its bluntness, if that makes sense. So it wasn't choppy, it wasn't flowery, so it wasn't overly descriptive with things. So I like that. I really like that writing. The chapters are very short, so it helps the story progress and seem like it's going faster than it more than likely actually is. So that's The Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. Let me know if you've read this and what your thoughts were on this. Until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.